Okay. So let's talk about how we met.
Okay.
Because whenever you came over like that one time, and like I feel like that was my first time like officially meeting you, you called me by my name,
Right.
and I was really confused because I was like, how do you know my name? So how do you know me?
Well, it's interesting. So when I came here and I saw you sitting on the couch, I was like, oh, that's Shorty from Poetic Justice. So I remember one time, it was like October, November, me and my partner split up to Poetic Justice. And we was like late, but we put up like in the middle of your performance. And so we was like instantly like, oh, let's listen to what she's talking about. Because it's no beat, you know what I mean? You was on the podium just doing your thing, so it was like, let's lock in. And you was doing your piece about, it was about dudes and like the interaction between women.
It was called Fuck Men. It
Fuck
was.
Men. Okay, cool. Boom. So it was called Fuck Men. He was talking your shit.
Yeah.
So it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So afterwards, I was like, let me follow her. Cause I fuck with her. She's dope. And you had your Instagram on the screen. So that's where I tapped in. I think I previously DM'd you.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, you're dope. We'll keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
On some cool shit.
Okay, yeah, because, for those of you who don't know, Poetic Justice is a group that's after school that we go to. And it's where our students are allowed to like showcase their talents, whether it be with rapping or singing or poetry or any of those things. Personally, I got up there and I just kind of talked shit. I did a form of like spoken word or whatever. So I'm glad that you liked it because it was very...
It was interesting. It was interesting to see the other side of things, and it was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining.
Yes. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, because I personally, I thought you were just like, you found me, you was like, she's pretty as fuck. Let me go ahead and just start stalking her. And I was like, hey, it is what it is.
No, not the stalker type. I was, like, there's a room full of interesting people, and I was like, whoa, I recognize her.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's where that comes from.
Love that. Okay, well, welcome to my house.
Thank you.
We're currently filming in my living room. Well, a nice little setup.
Nice little vibe.
Yeah.
Gemi.n.i. a problem. Can't nobody solve us. One of us gon' chew you up, the other one gon' swallow. Go bipolar like Kanye. West. Quick with it like Andre. 3000. Hit 'em up like Tupac and be right back on Monday. I'm black and she Asian. That's double trouble temptation. Up in your space, it's an air sign invasion. Gemini, we 20. These thoughts always winning. Win-win. But the show keep on spinning, so here's the beginning. Let's get it.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
And to y'all, welcome back if you've peeped our last episodes, and welcome if you are new here. This is Gemi.n.i.podcast.
It's great to be here.
Yes, this is a place where we let the thoughts win and we don't leave anything off the table. So don't hold back.
Let's flow.
Don't get nervous.
Let's flow.
Okay, so obviously I'm not here with Becca, my usual co-host. We decided to kind of switch things out here and there, if we want to interview different people or talk to different people. So my special co-host here today with me is Ace. Yes, Ace. Are we gonna get your government or?
We can't get the government.
Not the government.
But we're still stay mysterious.
Okay, stay mysterious. I like it. I like it. Yeah. So this is Ace, one of my friends, and he's also a rapper.
Yes.
Yeah, and a record label owner.
Yes.
Yes. This is so exciting. We're gonna get all into that and talk more about you in a minute. But first, we want to get into the silly segment of the week, right?
Okay.
So my silly story of the week actually didn't happen this week. I want to do a little throwback moment.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you, can you drive?
Absolutely.
You're a good driver?
I'm a decent driver.
Decent driver?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Probably
Very much. Literally the lady when she gave me my license was like, I shouldn't have passed you. Yeah. So my silly story is about the first time I ever drove. First time I ever drove, I was 14. And my mom was like, hey, you know what, I think it's time, like, go ahead and let's see if you can drive, right? I was like, cool. So we're on the service road, first of all. Not a parking lot, we're on the service road, like, getting off the highway, right? And she's like, let's switch. First problem, I was driving with 2 feet.
Ooh, red flag number one.
Yeah,
red flag number one.
If you drive, you're not supposed to do that, right? Yeah, I didn't know. So we're driving along or whatever, and then I have to turn. And it's like a really weird turn. And so when I turn, I turned so much that I was in the lane where like cars were coming towards us, and she was like, get back in your lane, right? That's a word. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Work hard. That shit's not out there too, bro. The street not it.
But I freaked out. So like I overturned, right? And so instead of going straight, I went right. And then she's like screaming because she's like, hit the brake, you know what I mean? So what do? I hit the gas.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, no, I hit the gas. We ran into one of those like wooden telephone poles.
Wow.
Yeah, totaled the car.
Wow. I'm just happy y'all, both are still
Yeah, no.
here today.
We're still here today. She swears I tried to kill her.
If I was her, I might be thinking the same thing, maybe.
Yeah, because I left without a scratch on me. Like, she was a little bruised up on her
Sounds like
arm.
a plot to me.
It does, doesn't it? It was just the first time I ever drove. I didn't know.
You live in your life.
Yeah. But yeah, so now it's a steel pole.
They had to switch it out for you.
I can't. Like, we didn't think we would have to do this, but we're gonna make it steel, you know?
That's crazy.
And believe it or not, that's not the last wreck I've been in. But we can get into that.
How many total we get?
I had, total wrecks. Like, actual wrecks or like fender benders?
We're gonna go actual race. I feel like if you add fender bidders, we might be like in the 30s.
30 is crazy.
I'm gonna keep it on a low scale.
Okay, not 30, but total wrecks twice. I'm gonna say twice. My parents don't know about the second one, so if you're listening, yeah.
Pops.
Yeah, I didn't total that second car, but I definitely took off the whole bottom bumper, like of it. It was the same situation, right? So like somebody screamed at me to press the brake and I pressed the gas. Ran right into the back of that Jeep.
That's crazy.
Wasn't even my car.
Oh yeah. If it was my whip, you'd have to shoot me to stay. Like,
so scary. But I still got my license.
That was your friend's car?
It was my boyfriend at the time in the car.
What was he saying whenever that happened?
Yeah, he actually handled the situation very well. Very, very proud of him because me personally, you just fucking wrecked my car.
Oh, right.
We would have words, but no, he very much handled the situation well. But yeah, you got a silly little story or?
Well, since we're on the topic of wrecks,
okay.
I've been in one wreck in my entire life.
Your fault?
My fault, yeah.
Okay.
So, silly story, right? I was picking up my brothers from football practice.
Right.
Summertime, this was my junior year of high school. I just started driving.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother gave me a car, and it was paid off. It was a nice Honda Accord 08. She took care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it was like I bought it fresh off the lot.
Nice,
Only thing was that it had miles on it, but it was still nice.
Still a car.
So I scoop up my brothers from practice, and then I get a call from this girl that I was kicking with at the time, or trying to kick with.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I just seen you moving my pull up with. I said, all right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
She pulls up, parks next to me. We kick the shit for a little bit, and then she's like, all right, then I'm gonna leave. We gotta go do like lunch or something like that later on in the day. I'm like, cool, we can do that.
Right.
So she leaves. I pull out behind her. And we leave out to school, my brothers were practicing, and now we on like a regular road.
Mm-hmm.
So she's driving, I'm like, yo, let me pull up beside her, right?
Yeah.
Pull up, let my window down, we talking while we driving,
Mm-hmm.
shooting shit. And then we get to this light, and you know how like, when it's yellow, like blinking at me, you can turn, but you gotta yield to
Right.
traffic. She's going straight,
Uh-huh.
and I'm kicking the shit with her, not paying attention.
Ooh.
So she goes straight, and I just turn. Bow, somebody hit me on the side.
Dang.
And yeah,
Dang.
crazy story, man. I can't focus while you're driving. These girls ain't going nowhere.
Please. Y'all are gonna hang out anyways.
Yeah, I was feeling it, man. Young, dumb, learning.
Dang, what your girl gonna say?
Crazy enough, she was in town at the time too. So her and my mom pulled up, and she was like, "Really?" Because she asked me what happened, and I was just real with her.
Yeah.
She's just like,
Really?
like, car was totaled, but you know, I ended up having enough money to go and buy a new car, but it's like didn't have to do that.
Right.
Yeah. Should have been
You
driving.
already had one.
Right, exactly. Give it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a silly story.
That is silly,
Very
actually.
silly.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
You gotta stay in your lane.
Got to.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're into music.
Absolutely.
And as you can, well, if you're listening, you can't see, but we have a little setup. This is my record player with a table. It's actually a speaker as well.
Word?
Yeah, it's a speaker. It's a Bluetooth speaker.
That's tight.
I know, right?
And then it's connected to the.
Mm-hmm.
So anything on top of it plays.
Yeah,
That's
you
cool.
can play it, yeah. And then some of the little collection of records that I have. Also, some of them were my remix as well. So, like, what got you into it?
Man, it's a long story. Well, it's really not a long story. It's an interesting one, though. When I was young, going back and forth between my mom and my pops, they were divorced. They got divorced when I was like 1.
Right.
So going back and forth between them, spent a lot of time on the road, whether it was my pops picking me up or him dropping me off on my mom's shit. Spent a lot of time in the car listening to people like Bob Marley, D'Angelo, Lauryn Hill, listening to real good music. So like that really motivated me, not even just to make music, but to just always surround myself around good vibes, auditorium. So growing up, just listening to that kind of music made me want to express myself in a different way. So I took on poetry. Right. So writing poetry, like reading it in class, because we always had a poetry segment in my English classes. Being that I was in an advanced English class school, but
okay, you're smart.
Not even. But we always did a poetry segment, so I would always share. And then I had a friend. He told me, man, like this was like 8th grade. He was like, well, you should ghostwrite like for rappers. Right. And I was like, ghostwriting for fuck? Like I ain't interested in that. Right. So then I ended up doing some research and realizing that they wrote raps for like, rappers and shit like that. So I was like, bro, let me see what it's about. So started writing raps over like YouTube beats, and then I was like, man, like I really want to like kind of pursue this shit on my own because it was fun, it was therapeutic, and it was helping me like release like anything that was filling in my heart and my mind. Right. So man, it took some time and started introducing myself to other people around the school that made music, whether it was producing or rapping, really trying to surround myself around producers. Because the YouTube beats, like, you gotta buy them shits. And I was like, bro, let me fuck with these niggas over here. Right. But they wasn't fucking with me. Right. So I was like, damn, couldn't get nobody to make me a beat.
They said you couldn't rap?
Yeah, they won't fuck with rap. So it was tough at first. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna learn how to make my own beats. So that's what helped me, like, learn to produce and then improve the raps and be here now. Rapping and producing, writing poetry, all in one.
What's your favorite part, like the rapping, producer, or the poetry part?
Producing is probably my favorite part. Because I sample, so like finding a good song to sample and listening to it, finding sections to chop, and then coming up with a flow to kick it over the sample on some cool shit is fun, super fun. No hate on poetry, but like that's probably the most fun I've ever had creatively, like making beats, chop sample. Yeah, that's really cool. And so, how did the record, The Omen, right? Oh, The Omen, yes.
How did that come about?
That was like it was crazy. Me and my friend Kalia Sway, she just dropped a song, No Reasonable Doubt. But we had a concept in mind, poetry prolific, right? And it was more so centered around poetry. We was like, man, let's like experiment and bring it around music. It was like not all music is just strictly poetic, you know what I mean? For sure. Some music is just a vibe. So it's like we gotta come up with something that's like centered around us as a people, as Black people, but can also be like filled by many others. Because art isn't just about us as Black people, but we push it. We're a big driving force for it. Right. However, it's meant for everybody. So it was like, man, let's come up with a name, and it was like, man, I really like The Omen, right? The Omen. It was something that really stood out to me and her because it was like, it represents like the forthcoming, and you can control the forthcoming with your actions and the work you put forth. And so then we was like, let's come up with an acronym. Okay. It's like, Honeywood, this, that, and the third. We sat for days trying to come up with stuff, and then it was like, the outstanding minds of enlightened niggas, right? Nice. So it was like, it's a group of us niggas coming up with some outstanding shit. And then told Zauria about it. Me and him have been friends for a while, and he's a very creative person. He helps me get through some of my creative funks. Told him about it, he was on board, and so we've been pushing the vision ever since, trying to expand it.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so I know we kind of, so whenever I like have guests and all that stuff, I say have guests, you're my first one, for real, but, well, second one, but
yeah.
I like to ask like what they want to talk about because I want y'all to be comfortable in whatever it is we're like speaking on. And you said that you want to talk about like the current state of hip hop.
Yes.
And I told you probably won't like my opinion about it
because
I am not a fan right now. Like the rap right now, music in general right now. I'm not even just gonna hold it just to rap. Like music right now is just kind of like it's gimmicky to me. Like it's not how it used to be for real. So like how do you feel? Because to me, I think the main problem is just TikTok.
Absolutely, I think it's
like TikTok. It's like people aren't making real music anymore. Like people are making music for like views. And people are making music for like the engagement and all that stuff. So like, how do you feel about like the current state of hip hop?
Man, I blame Drake. No, I'm playing. No, I'm playing. Drake's cold, but I mean, you can tell now the sound.
Yeah.
You can tell now the sound is catered towards more of like right now, like it's a hit now, it's not gonna last.
Yeah.
Because you used to hear music like, think about the greats like Pop, Big,
right?
You know what I mean? All the people you can think of in that top 10. The music has lasted years. Music isn't made now to last. It's just made for a hot second. You know what I mean? You can think of a lot of songs that were popping in 2015, 2016 that you don't even listen to right now.
Right.
You probably don't even think about.
Right.
So I think that's a big driving source for music being watered down. It's just a lot of, like you said, gimmicky stuff for people to blow up and get rich. That's what it is, man. It's like
there's no longevity to it anymore.
Longevity.
Yeah.
I feel like the goal should be to be making revenue off of your music.
For sure.
And a lot of people, it's the fame, get rich and not trying. You know what I mean?
Nobody's making like timeless pieces anymore.
No. And that's, you see a lot of people dropping music like this, but it's like good music takes time.
For sure,
you gotta take time and shit. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the current state of hip hop. It's just like really like parallel to your thoughts, like it's really watered down.
Right.
Really watered down.
Dang, he said you blame Drake. I thought light skins were supposed to stick together.
Nah, Drake is like, I listen to Drake, I do, but like I think
you don't consider him top 10?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Me personally, no.
Who's top 3?
Top 3 of all time? I give you top 5. Top 3 is hard. I give you top 5. I'm gonna go Pop at 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Jay-Z.
Okay.
Nas.
Okay.
This is me.
That's
3.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go Common.
Okay.
And then this is controversial. I'm gonna go Ye.
Yeah? Okay. That's interesting because you didn't say Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne's cold, wordplay crazy, but he's not my person. He's in my top 10.
Okay.
Not my top 5.
That's fair.
Big is in my top 10.
It's not top 5.
Not top 5.
Dang.
It's just me personally, like Ye. Ye is probably the most controversial on that list, but
he's good
all around.
Yeah. I have one of my students that I work with. He can like hear. He's a musician and he can hear anything and like just play it on the piano.
That's cool.
And so today I was like, "Can you play Runaway?" And he was like, "Bet." And he was like, "Play it." And I played it. And he was like, "Bet." And then like he started playing it. I was like,
Runaway is a cold ass Kanye track too.
Beautiful.
That whole album.
No, it is.
My Beautiful Dark.
Yes. Beautiful. Yes. No,
I need to get that one on.
I'm telling you, no, I need to up my collection of that.
I gotta get that one.
Yes. I haven't gone to like buy any like records or anything like that in a minute.
Yeah, man, I haven't either. I used to go to the record stores like all the time in high school.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Zauria, she stays out there in
Me?
No, her name is Zauria. That's crazy. Her name is Zauria too. It's just spelled different.
Okay.
She's a poet as well, but we used to go to the record store to clean up shop.
Right?
Crazy.
Yeah. How do you like find your samples? Because you're like sample king right now.
It's crazy. Really and truly, like I go to the record stores, and like it's one specific record store for Urban Young. They don't do it anymore, but they used to have like a record player out.
Okay.
And I would put the record, like I would go looking for a record if I like what it looked like just aesthetically. I'd take it, put it in the turntable or the record player, spin it, listen to it. If I found something I like, I can write it down. Then I come home, get on the laptop, look it up, literally YouTube to MP3, straight to the dog,
Yeah.
and start chopping it on the MPC like that. Yeah.
What's been like your favorite sample to like work with?
Probably the song "The Cut" I just dropped last month.
I
That
love
sample
that
was so fun to work with.
Yeah.
Cause that song sounded totally different before I chopped that sample. It was like drums, instruments, but I was like, bro, I wanted to be some more like laid back shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that joint and then just got to chopping it and then the cut came out.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, so like I was not stalking, researching.
Okay.
I was researching.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I was listening to like some of your music and all that stuff. And I like it because it's very storytelling. I really enjoy storytelling music. I quite literally have like a playlist in my phone with like 200 video songs that are just about storytelling. And I don't remember what album it was or whatever, but it was basically like you were rapping or whatever, and your friend came in and was like, bro, there's some people out here saying that you can't rap.
Oh yeah.
Like how, like what was the process of that?
That's crazy. That project, Joseph, was a very interesting one to put together. It was I actually I did half of it in my friend's studio. My friend Langston Barton, in his studio, and then the other half I had to do it from the crib. Or when I was in Atlanta, I was going to school in Atlanta. I had to do it from out there. And that piece, he put that on there while I was in Atlanta. So it was like an intermission piece that I laid and was kind of going to scrap it because I was like, I'm not there to finish it. And then I was like, man, I'm probably going to do away with that one. And then he was mixing that album. So whenever he sent me the mixes, he sent me that one like that, like complete like that. And I was like, whoa, I'll fuck with that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's keep that in there.
Yeah.
So he, man, big ups to G, man. He really helped out with the vision of that project. He's really all over it.
Yeah.
All over the project, for real.
Hey, that's so cool. That's really interesting. So like, I know you just dropped the cut and all that stuff, but you're working on an album.
I'm working on the EP.
On an EP. Okay, dumb question. What is the difference?
This was not a dumb question, but like an EP is an extended play.
Okay.
It's extended from a single.
Okay.
The LP is a long play.
Oh, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, I mean it's like this is a subtle differences.
Okay.
When the EP is usually shorter.
Okay.
The album is longer.
So like EP is like well, like 3 or 4 songs or
3, 4, 5, 6. It really could be 7 depending on how long you want it to be.
Gotcha.
Anything beyond that is usually considered an album.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're working on that. How's that going?
It's going good. Right now I've just been making the beats, and I finished the last beat actually last night and sent it to a partner of mine. I was gonna do a verse on there, but it's been good recording verses at the homie Kendall crib, and then recording at the studio. So just trying to get that done.
Dang, you need to spit on there? Or?
I mean, look, we might have to get that done. I mean, it's gonna be out of 16. We might have to get that done.
No, I am not. Guys, I'm not a rapper.
But I'm not a rapper.
But I'm not a rapper. No, me and my friends, like back in like early high school, like we used to put on beats all the time and like just freestyle and all that
That
stuff.
shit was fun.
It was so fun because you were just saying stupid shit.
Whole bunch of
Or
crazy
SpongeBob
shit.
beats.
SpongeBob ass beats, yes. Just having fun, man.
Yes, no, it was honestly, this is a very musical house that I'm in. One of my roommates raps, the other one sings, and I'm just like, this is so cool. Yeah, I just sit and watch and just listen, and I'm like, how did you do that? And it was all going great until I'm calling him out. I hope you can hear me too. I was listening to Zai rap, and he called me, like he threw a stray at me out of nowhere. Yeah, during his rap, and I was like, what? Okay, so to give you a little context, back in middle school or whatever, there's a thing, and it was called throat chopping. That kind of was
Throat chopping?
Yeah.
That sounds intense.
So it was like we would walk around and like we would just like hit people in the throats, like.
That's crazy.
Y'all didn't have that at your school?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay, just this.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was like a throat chopping thing or whatever. And so me being me, I was doing it too. I was getting throat chop side, throat chop back, right? And so I did it to this one kid though, and like sent him to the hospital, like. Yeah. No, he got seriously injured. He's okay now. We're friends now.
That's
Well,
good.
we're cool now, anyways. But yeah, I got my ass beat for sure. And got throat chopped.
That's suspicious.
It was. So what are you doing? Why are you supposed to be learning your throat chop?
I know your parents were so tight. What?
They were like, did he do something to you? Like, did
No,
he
you just answered that, no.
I was like, no. It was just a game.
That's crazy.
Is it funny now? But anyway, so like during when his eyes were up or whatever, he said something. It was a cold one. Not even look. I'm gonna give credit where credit's due or whatever. But he said something along the lines of like chop these things like Zauria or something like that.
You caught it straight.
I got it straight.
So I didn't know to do that though.
No, for real. I was just mad because I was like, I heard you freestyle over so many times. You ain't never mentioned me once. Now the first time you do, you just gonna throw shots.
Yeah, the clip loaded and it was like I only see one person. Like, you had to let him off.
He really entitled.
That's a bar though.
No,
That's a bar.
That's why I couldn't be that mad. I was like, that was low key hard.
I gotta get him on the mic, bro. He be tripping.
I know. I keep telling him.
He came on the mic one time, boss.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
He came over to when I was staying at the dorm room in AMT. He came over and was rapping and just was freestyling. I was amazed. I was like, damn, this nigga's like off the dome. Like it's hard to rap off. Like I rap for real. It's hard to rap off the dome.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was just like going crazy, I was like, God.
No, he'll just go. Like we'd be sitting there, he can go 6-7 songs.
I think what make him good at that shit is like when he fuck up, he don't like fuck. He just keep. Like,
No, he just keep. You will never know.
I don't know. he be saying some fly shit though. My niggas
Yeah.
freestyle. I be like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
But he be like, it's some fly shit.
No, it's. Anyways, enough about him. He doesn't need any more plugging. So, bro, what's next after the EP?
After the EP, I'm gonna do a couple of videos. I'm gonna do a video for this song I got called Fuck Rules.
Okay.
And then probably gonna do, well, not probably, gonna do the video for the cut. We actually shot it already. It's about a year.
Oh,
And in the process of editing that. So that's
nice.
gonna be 2 videos I'm rolling out. And then I'm gonna take a little break from music to lock in on myself. The back end of the year is just gonna be for self-improvement so that next year it's just like,
You come out swinging.
yeah, for sure.
That's important. I think a lot of people, like, especially because we're in such a grind culture, like hustle culture, like we forget about the rest part.
You gotta take care of yourself.
You have to take care of yourself because, like, you can't just keep filling into cups and you ain't got nothing left.
Absolutely.
Like, then it's gonna be half-assed, watered down, like
Right.
getting fixed up.
Yeah, you should.
That's what I'm talking about.
You
Like,
gotta take a break, man. It's
yeah.
important.
So, are you on TikTok or?
I have TikTok,
You
but
do
I
have
don't do
TikTok.
like videos and shit.
Right.
Cause I mean, some of it is funny.
Yeah.
But that's not me to be like, whoopty whoop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I feel you. I had to like delete it. I'm back on it now, but like it takes because you'll be on there and when they start scrolling and you're like, why has it been an hour?
Bro, it's vicious. Instagram is like that now too. The
Yes.
reels,
Yes.
bro.
Yes.
It's like it's taking social media breaks is important.
It's so crucial
Very important.
because it's hard like being on social media, especially in like content creation. So like, okay, this is another question. Like I'm kind of getting really new to this and all that stuff, with like, producing stuff out and all that stuff. Like, how do you keep yourself sane with like, you're putting stuff out, but you also see like the other people that they're putting stuff out, and it's like, you try not to like get into a comparison or anything like that, but like, it's hard when you see like everybody's highlights really, because I mean, honestly,
type shit.
for sure, but it's like, how do you cope with that? Like, how do you
I say that piece was harder for me at first, because I just wanted instant success. Like I wanted to be forward, like out the gate. But once I learned like this shit is a process, and like some people I used to kick it with musically, like we'd be in the studio talking and then just talking about the process. That really helped me learn like, man, it's okay to take your time. So when I would see people posting like this or that, like I would never like try to compare myself, because I feel like that's a form of jealousy.
It is,
Like,
for
if
sure.
you compare yourself and you're jealous, like, be happy for niggas. So, like, I love seeing niggas post their success, and it's like, let me repost, support, not only because I want niggas to support me, but
Right.
like I want to show niggas like, yo, I fuck with your shit for real, like,
Right.
and I support your journey because
Yeah.
that's your journey,
Yeah,
and you gotta stay focused on yours as well. Type
for
shit.
sure.
So that's been the biggest piece, and then also being able, like I said, to take social media breaks. Like right now, I just got back on social media to start promoting the cut again.
Mm-hmm.
But before now, I was taking like a 2-week break just to focus on music, like locking in on music, because like even beyond just seeing niggas and comparing yourself, you could just, like you said, be on your phone and it'd be a waste of time. Like you spend an hour or two on that bitch just
You get
scrolling.
stuck, yeah.
So like a mix of those two things, being able to separate self from the phone is big.
Yeah.
It's real big.
How do you like? Because as creators, I know for me, can't speak for everybody, but like I was deep into like writing and getting my spoken words and stuff like that, and it was like I had a creative block. And like when I tell you I had a creative block, like I didn't write or do anything for a year because it was like every time I started to write or every time I started to like think of something, like I was like, can't do it. Like it was literally like it was just like my brain had like that creative side of my brain had shut off. Like, do you get creative blocks or?
I do from time to time, and somebody I ain't gonna lie, I forget who it was that told me this, but I live by this shit now. Like if you find yourself, a lot of times I'll be in the studio when I realize it, and it was like, man, if you find yourself in the studio with a creative block, whether it be trying to do something or writing something, and you can't, they say get the fuck out of there, because if you try to force some shit, it's gonna be like you said, half-assed, watered down, and gimmicky.
Right.
So it's like when you find yourself having a creative block, just take a step back.
Right.
And then like also, I feel like if you have a creative block, that means you haven't lived enough. Go do some living. That way you got some shit to talk about.
Damn.
That's what I mean. That's real though.
That's
like,
real though.
The times I really sat down like, why am I having trouble writing?
Right.
Because I don't have nothing to write about.
Yeah.
So it's like, go do some living.
No, because you're so right. Because like a lot of the stuff that I write about or like talk about is based off of my experiences.
Right.
So it's like, gotta go experience some more shit. Like,
Experience and shit. It's gonna be like,
right. You got nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. This was a very interesting episode.
For sure.
I really appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you having me here.
That's great. Well, I just like looking at you, honestly.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anyways, so we're gonna end on a hypothetical question.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so keeping with the music theme, what song, if you were a higher power, God, whoever you choose to believe in, what song would you want as you were entering heaven? Or the upworld?
Huh. That's a very, I like that question. It's a Kanye song.
Ooh, tell me.
Yeah, it's, Heard Him Say.
Heard Him
On
Say.
Late Registration. Yeah. The second song, Heard Him Say featuring Adam Levine. Probably that song.
Oh, I never heard it.
Yeah, you gotta listen. It's beautiful.
I got you.
2005, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Beautiful song. That's a beautiful album. Listen to the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually know. Now I gotta go listen to it. That's very okay. I got it.
Quick with it, man. Look, that's my joint.
Okay, no, you were ready. I was like, okay, because I had to like whenever this question comes from my sister. Whenever she like asked me, I was like, I don't know. And so I said, "Heaven Can Wait" by Michael Jackson, which is it's very ironic because the song is basically about him saying like, I don't want to go if I'm not going like if whoever I'm with isn't going with me, like just go ahead and tell God like he can wait, like I want to stay with her or whatever. But it's just like it's such a beautiful song, like
It is. Like,
his voice,
yeah.
like it's so smooth.
Absolutely. That was that like R&B-ish mic phase
For
too.
real.
And it was like
That you were not alone kind of thing.
Ooh. Yeah, they got another joint that was on that same the Invincible project.
Yeah.
Not the Heaven Can Wait joint. The other song. Damn, I can't think. Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah. Let me see. I'm about to look it up. That's a joint. Nah, that's a joint. That's a joint. Oh fuck, love Mike, man.
No, Michael Jackson. Do you think he's the greatest?
Butterflies.
Butterfly. Oh, yes.
You give me butterflies. Yeah, that's a joint.
Yeah.
Do I think he's the greatest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. all-time vocals, like
all-time vocals, all around.
performances, like
Yeah. Like, yeah.
anyone close?
Prince.
Prince.
I think Prince is
For
like
sure.
might 1A, Prince 1B in terms of all around music,
Right.
production, performance, like the whole nine. Definitely those two are up there.
That's fair. I'm a co-sign that.
Okay.
Just
You
like,
made me think. You made me
Right.
thinking. So I have to go with the second song.
Okay.
I wanted to Heaven Must Be Like This by D'Angelo.
Ooh, put me on then, because
Got
I
you.
also have not heard that song.
That's a beautiful song.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm into music, but I'm not like into music for real. So like, there's a lot of stuff that like I'm still trying to come through and discover.
I'll get you there. It's a marathon.
Sing this. I like
Got you, got you.
that. Okay, well yeah, that was really all I had to ask, talk about and all that stuff. Again, thank you.
Absolutely, I had fun, man.
You wanna plug your socials? Where can we find you?
Oh, look, on Instagram, I am the Ace. I am THEE Ace.
There you go.
Let me think. I'm really only on Instagram, bro. So
Gotcha. Where's your music at?
Apple Music,
Gotcha.
Spotify, YouTube. Find me all over the place. Ace. That's it. You know what I mean?
Hey, any last encouraging words you want to say to people?
To all content creators, man, just keep pushing. Y'all gotta keep pushing. Everybody find your muse, find what motivates you, hone in on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, be that. Be the best version of yourself, bro. Niggas will be good. Niggas will be solid.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in to Gemi.n.i, the podcast with my special co-host, Ace. You can find us really anywhere that you can listen to your podcast at. So remember to like, subscribe, leave some feedback if you need to, but make sure it's productive. Don't just be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
And we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Peace, love, and light.